Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today I want to go through and give you guys some analysis inside of Bitcoin, as well as taking a look at my favorite 3 high cap altcoins heading into this next cycle. I want to give you guys an update on Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Chainlink, because I think that all 3 of these coins are really setting themselves up to make a lot more upside potential, and they're going to consistently outperform the rest of the market. Today we're going to go through, I'm going to give you guys some updates on the high cap so that we're all aware of what is happening inside of the crypto markets and what to expect moving forward over the next couple months. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, to join my free Discord server, over 17,000 members and growing so fast. If you want a place where you can congregate, share your own thoughts, feelings, and perspectives on the market with the rest of my community, make sure you guys join the Discord by clicking inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link. Now on the Discord, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and signal. So if you guys want to copy my portfolio, follow along with all the trades that I take, or you'd rather copy along and follow my 20 educational videos inside my course, then make sure you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, because then I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. One final thing, guys, is to remember to download the free ebook that I've recently made. It is now released and open to the public, 38 pages long, full of exciting information that's going to help you guys learn the ins and outs to what I do inside of my portfolio, how I trade, how I invest, and then I've also got a 10-part quiz packed in there so you guys can go through, read all the contents of the ebook, and then quiz yourself so you retain all of the knowledge learned. So make sure you guys download that. Links are provided for you in the description, and with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so here we are taking a look at Bitcoin on the 3-day time frame. As you guys can tell, we are continuously getting more bullish uptrending markets from the last couple days and recently from my last few updates. This is a very encouraging sign, because ultimately whatever our altcoins are going to do are going to be indicative of what Bitcoin does first. And now that Bitcoin's breaking out, it's made it past above our resistance levels, expect many of the altcoins to follow suit, which is really why I wanted to give you guys this video today. We're going to dive into the 3 altcoins just after I cover Bitcoin right now, because I think that all 3 of these are setting up for a lot more upside potential. Now, what I see when I look at Bitcoin is really just the fact that we've already cleared above this resistance here at about, 12,000. We've already broken above that resistance with, nothing but curiosity from this point. And now we're kind of just waiting to retest our next resistance, which I expect to land us at about 14K. That's personally what I'm going to be watching out for. I think we're going to get a push upwards of 14K. And from here, I do think we might get a correction. 14K push, correct back down, retest about 12.3 to 12.1, and then go much higher from there. And that's really what I'm going to be watching out for. I want to be able to average into some more positions here, specifically altcoin positions inside of this dip, because I've already accumulated enough Bitcoin that I feel very confident, that I feel very comfortable with my long-term bags as follows. And so when I see this, guys, I want to update you guys, because ultimately if you missed out on catching any of this cheap action inside of Bitcoin, you didn't buy the dip down here and you're watching it go up and you're feeling left out, understand that the best thing to do at this point is just to wait for a minor correction of some kind, because most likely you're going to get a 15 to 20% dip at some point. That's just the way that these markets correct. I mean, it happens all the way through up this uptrend that we saw here and pushing into the summer of 2019. And we're going to see the same thing happen here. We always have these little pullbacks. I expect that this pullback is going to happen because of how parabolic we've already started to get on the shorter time frames, which if we dive into the shorter time frames, I'll share with you guys what I mean exactly. Because really what we're seeing here is just a lot of impulsing markets. We didn't really have a pullback all the way through. This to me doesn't look like it's quite done. I think that we're going to get a little bit more push upwards. We're going to get one more push upwards to about 14K, which is going to take us clear up here. And then ultimately that's when I would expect that we'd have our sell-off. And then that sell-off, could happen really quick. We could see something like this big whipsaw event where we pump really high and then we immediately sell back down to retest support in quick fashion. And so if you guys aren't ready beforehand, most likely you're not going to be able to catch this dip. And the reason for that is because I expect this dip to be one of those little retests that happens really quickly. Just one of those single candles that kind of comes to 14K, drops quickly, and then immediately gets bought up. Something like that. And that's really what I'm going to be watching out for with Bitcoin. And so if you guys are watching this, waiting to get entered on some more Bitcoin, the best thing to do is set some buy orders down here at about, like I said, 12.3 approximately. Because ultimately this is where it's going to stop before we go much higher. And really, guys, once we top out, and we don't even have to top at 14K. This is just what I'm watching for. Once we hit the rejection at 14K, and we sell off, there's a couple different scenarios that this could happen off of. Either 14K before ultimately we go higher, or I would not be the least bit surprised to see us even peak above 14K. Maybe we venture up closer to 15K before doing the same thing. But then ultimately I expect this rally to take us close to all-time highs. The next resistance level in our path after 14K is going to be this one here at about 17.6. And that's really what I'm going to be watching out for. We have 17,600 and then we've got about 19,000. And other than that, there really isn't any resistance levels. And that's the most important thing to understand here, guys, is we've really hit the point of the cycle where we've cleared past all of the major resistance. And the resistance that we have left is pretty much just far and few between. There really isn't a lot there. I would expect that at this point, Bitcoin could really do anything. We could see Bitcoin just start ripping past above all these resistance levels with ease, something like we saw back down in here during this initial leg up after we saw the 84% decline. December 2019 rolls around, and then we rally up much higher. And we could really see the same thing play out again. We could see another big swoop inside of price and go really parabolic. And honestly, guys, people waiting for the pullbacks might be left on the sidelines, and this is just what you're going to have to wait and expect to find in parabolic markets. There's going to be plenty of times where you're going to be waiting to get entered, and the market just keeps going up, keeps going up, keeps going up, and then finally, you're just kind of stuck sitting there like, wow, what do I do next? The market's already gone up so fast, I feel left out, I want to get in, but I also don't want to buy too expensive. And then this is really where you get a lot of emotional trading. And really what I see right now is just the start of us going parabolic, where now it becomes hard to predict exactly when we're going to get pullbacks, how quick the pullbacks are going to be, and really this is where we want to just be ready to already have our positions in place. So now next, guys, let's dive into the altcoins for today's list. We're going to start off the list today by looking at Ethereum. I don't need to go into too much analysis with this because really we're just covering a lot of the same stuff that we've already said in videos past. And really what I'm looking for from here is just that we're going to continue to hold support. And that's really what I expect to have happen from here on out. I don't expect that the support is going to fail. I originally did. I thought that we were going to go for one more low. We ended up breaking out of our resistance here at about $380. And now I flipped bullish once again because it's very obvious that this market is looking bullish. This is a very textbook example of a disbelief phase in a market cycle, where you go through this long accumulation period where everything just kind of chops back and forth. And then finally, once resistance has became support, in this sense right here, that's when you ultimately get the disbelief phase where nobody thinks that the rally is going to keep going up. Everybody's just in denial. And then ultimately, this is what takes us in for our next major leg up, which I expect to take us upwards of $800. $800 is going to be my next target for Ethereum. And I really strongly believe that that's going to be the next spot because there isn't a lot of resistance left until that point. And so that's what we should be watching out for, guys. We have a ton of new volume that's came in here, a ton of volume that's bought up on this dip. The volume only continues to grow as prices are expanding. And so this is a very encouraging sign. First off, rising prices and rising volume is bullish. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing rising prices. Basically, since the bottom of here, we've seen nothing but big volume that's came in here. And I expect that that trend is not going to continue to change anytime soon. And really, guys, what we should expect to see is going to be something like this. This is generally the way market cycles work. And I've tried to draw this for people a number of different times, and most people just seem to make fun of it because they say that it's never going to happen. But ultimately, this is pretty much the same thing that has happened. We're just pretty much seeing the same type of bullish action, and I think that we're going to take one more big leg upwards of $800. We might get a short-term sell-off after that, but, I'm not really going to bank on it too much. I think that overall, this is just going to be us sustaining a trend, and we should continue to expect to see something along those lines. And so that's really what I'm going to be watching out for from here on forward. That's really just the most logical thing that I can see. It makes a lot more sense for me when we can see uptrending markets kind of like that, where we're just kind of slowly grinding back up to this all-time high, because this is really the way market cycles work, guys. You can go and look at Bitcoin in the year past. We could go back in the early cycle. We had this big pump, big crash, and then we just did it all over again, right? Same thing happens here in all these other cycles. It can look different for sure, But ultimately, more often than not, you guys would be shocked with how correlated these actually are in a lot of the same sense. You know, a lot of these times we see the same type of bullish markets where things just really start to take off, and they leave people behind if they weren't already ready to buy them. I think we could see something along the lines of this, where we're just grinding closer and closer back to the all-time highs. We obviously could see some bigger corrections in between that, but this is what we should be expecting to see playing out on the long-term trend, because this is the way that market cycles behave, guys. Once they start breaking out and making higher highs, they really start to go quick, and if you weren't ready beforehand, you simply miss out. Now, next up is going to be the great XRP. This is one that I'm looking very, very forward. This is one I'm looking forward to for this next cycle a lot. You guys already know a lot of my analysis with this, and so I don't need to go into too much detail. Really, I just wanted to give you guys an update on all of the major high caps, because these are the ones that I've personally invested the most money into. And so when I see this, guys, we've already broken from all major descending resistances. This is already starting to show an inverse head and shoulder, and we've already broken from that, in my opinion. This was the left shoulder. Oops. This is the left shoulder. This is the head. This is the right shoulder. And we're starting to break out of that neckline right now. You know, I think that we've got a little bit further left to do before we ultimately can break out. But when we break out of this, guys, I'm expecting a pretty quick buyback. You know, if what we're seeing with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's about to be heading to all-time highs, I'd expect these altcoins to really start rallying up. And I would expect XRP to hit upwards of 40 cents. Before falling back down. But even then, guys, 40 cents seems a little bit illogical. I think it's much more likely that we're going to be heading upwards of 50 cents before we start to see a major pullback. The pullback will happen. We'll fall back onto the support of this 30-cent region before ultimately going much higher in the cycle. And that's what I'm going to continue to watch out for. Really, I think that this is what we've seen thus far, these little hop and skips, hop and skip, hop and skip. And I think that that's going to keep happening over the next couple months, because I think that we're just building a base right here inside of XRP, and this is what's ultimately going to take us to new all-time highs and go much higher in the cycle. And this is really the same type of stuff that we saw with silver. You guys already know that I've been updating you guys with the silver comparison and the silver fractal. If we come back over here and take a look at it, you guys are going to start to understand. So here we have the silver fractal, and this is really the same thing that's happening for pretty much the total market cap of the altcoins, but XRP specifically in this sense, where we went through this big hype phase, we crashed, we got the same lower lows, lower highs, we kind of just round out here until finally we just start impulsing. And so really what I would expect to find from XRP is this type of move, where we're starting the next impulse, where we might get these impulse waves up here, make a correction back down, and then this correction here would be 30 cents. And that's really what I'm going to watch out for from here on out with XRP, is pretty much the same type of stuff. Get a nice impulse, we'll fall back down to 30 cents, and then that's when all of the money is going to flood into crypto. That's most likely when Bitcoin's breaking out of all-time highs, making new all-time highs, and that's when all the retail money is going to be flooding into crypto. And so we need to be prepared for that, guys. I'm actually looking to scale into margin longs for XRP because I am very much bullish on this long-term prospect. I expect that the bottom has been in since COVID, and really this is just us kind of grinding on this new trend. And so that's what I'm going to watch out for with XRP. I think we're going to get a nice swoop upwards of 50 cents. And from there, you know, I want to have my margin longs already packed and ready to go before we ultimately get that next big move. And so when that happens, you know, we're going to be in a lot of profit. I'll look to scale back into even more margin longs with XRP, because this is one that you just don't want to ignore. It's been a top 3 leader in the cryptocurrency space since it's been around in 2013. There simply isn't cryptocurrencies with that type of track record. And I know a lot of people, the popular thing to do is hate on XRP. And it's just quite honestly silly, because you're hating on a coin that's basically as established as Ethereum, if not more established in a lot of ways. Technically, XRP has maintained a top 3 status in market cap for longer than Ethereum has. And so because of that, I don't think that this is going to end anytime soon. And with this, guys, you know, this is one of those major coins that has a lot of upside potential compared to the rest of the pack. You know, just back to the all-time highs, you're looking at about a 13x return. And so comparing that to the rest of the high caps, you're not going to see it. Comparing that with also the track record XRP has, it's simply unbeatable. And that's why it's one of my biggest long-term positions. Now, last up on the list, guys, is going to be the great Chainlink. Chainlink is one that has absolutely performed phenomenally well throughout my entire portfolio. You know, this is one that I'm greatly appreciative that I actually started accumulating large portions of. And I've been doing that for a while, guys. You already know I've been very adamant about hyping up Chainlink. I've been talking about it a lot on this channel. because ultimately this is going to be the market leader for 2020 and 2021. It really has led the market since 2019 when we really started breaking out right here. It's been leading the market the whole way up. And so we need to pay attention to these types of coins because these are the ones where value is flooding into them. We're seeing that right now, and we're still getting ready for this parabolic trend. In my opinion, this parabolic trend has just barely started. And really, guys, where I've gone through and accumulated, I started buying and accumulating Chainlink back down in here. This is where I first started buying it, just under $2.50. Bought some there, I accumulated more on this dip, and then I started accumulating a significant portion all throughout this time. From about $3.50 all the way upwards of $4 is where I accumulated a large position size of Chainlink. And from there, I managed to get filled on one more buy order all the way down here at the bottom at $7.90, about right there. So we got filled on even more buy orders down here. Looking forward to this long-term stance with this because long-term, this thing has never looked better. And really, let's come through here. This just looks like a parabolic trend that's just barely starting to develop. A very early parabolic trend. And this is a very encouraging sign for all of us long-term supporters of Chainlink because this thing is really looking exceptionally good. You know, we can see here that we're just only going to continue to get higher highs from this point on. This is just us kind of building a foundation on this new parabolic trend. This was us first starting to break out of all-time highs. And now, in my opinion, this recent move that we've had upwards of $20 is the start of the parabolic rise. You know, I think that this is really the first sense where we can say that we've started going parabolic. And this is only going to continue to grow. And, you know, guys, personally, I think the Chainlink is going to be valued at anywhere from between $200 to $500 by the end of this cycle. And, you know, this thing could go even higher than that. We never really know. We never know how parabolic a market's going to get. We never know what kind of use case one of these is going to solve. And, you know, obviously we do understand to some extent. Otherwise, we wouldn't invest into them. But, you know, there's never before seen events that could play out. You never know if China's going to come out and make some big announcement and they're going to implement Chainlink across all platforms and across all databases, all these things. We could see stuff like this. And in that sense, you know, there might be a bigger value proposition inside of Chainlink. And that's why we kind of just do our part by investing in the low part of the cycle. Because when the real parabolic movement starts, that's when things get really crazy. And I still think that we're very early right now inside of Chainlink. I still think we have a lot of upward price trajectory to go. And it looks a lot more clean if you actually take it down here on a shorter time frame. Because, guys, this to me does not look anything close to being as done when it comes to being parabolic. You know, we just had the accumulation. This was our first higher high. And now this is the first leg up in a parabolic move. We can already see that we've broken past all descending resistances here. It's looking exceptionally good, guys. Broken out all descending resistance. We're already starting to get the impulses. On the short time frames, it's looking exceptionally good because I've been doing my part to update you guys as follows. You know, we're pretty much right at that resistance point. Overall, I don't think that we're going to slow down until about $17. And that's just the way it's looking, guys. This is a textbook example. And really what I've been updating you guys with over the last few weeks. I made my video about Chainlink, and I said that this is exactly what's going to happen. I said that this is an A, B, C correction. That's why I bought the bottom down here. And I said that we were going to get a strong impulse that's going to take us well above and beyond all-time highs. And the reason I said this was because of all of these examples of ABC corrections that we've gotten in the price of Bitcoin. And this is why you don't want to miss out on them, because this is what happens every time. A, B, C. And then what happens to price? Oh, it breaks out and does it again. Then what happens again? A, B, C. And then what happens? Well, it breaks out and goes into a new one. And then what happens? Well, it does it again. A, B, C. And guys, this is literally the universal pattern that you're going to be able to play out. Happens here. A, B, C. Happens here. A, B, C. And it just keeps doing this the whole way up, right? And this is the same stuff that happens today inside of the markets. And in fact, this is really an encouraging sign because Chainlink is the first coin to really start going parabolic that's showing these type of bullish market structure. A, B, C. And we're already starting to get the buyback here. And so I expect this is going to pull up to about $17. We might pull back down to about 13 before ultimately I expect this thing to continue to go up much higher from here. This is one of the leaders of the market. It's going to continue to lead the market, and we need to be prepared beforehand because if we're not, this is really where we miss out on huge opportunities. Guys, there's going to be a ton of more development that happens under Chainlink. More coins are going to partner with Chainlink because we need Oracle systems, and this is really why we're seeing Chainlink lead the market, is because Chainlink solves a big task. It also is really the reason why we have DeFi, because we wouldn't be able to do all the things with DeFi if it wasn't for Chainlink. And so people don't realize that Chainlink really is the DeFi protocol of the space. We wouldn't have DeFi if it wasn't for Chainlink, and this is why we're seeing Chainlink performing so well. So anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. I wanted to go through, talk about the high cap coins. These are my favorite high caps for this next cycle. I've gone through, invested a decent amount of my portfolio into these high caps. I'm really looking forward to everything that we're seeing up to this point. You know, all the high caps are looking strong. Bitcoin's looking strongest. I think Bitcoin's going to rally up to 14K before we see really any type of pullback. It could even overshoot there. This is the part of the cycle where we go parabolic, and if you weren't ready beforehand, you simply miss out on all of this opportunity. So quickly, guys, before we wrap things up, I want to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can sign up for the video course and signals for the people that want to. I always mention, guys, the best thing that you're going to be able to do for yourself is to get in with somebody that knows what they're doing. If you would have joined and signed up for our signals, you would have bought the very bottom of Chainlink before it would have started impulsing. You know, guys, you would already be up significantly. You'd already be up about 60% plus on your investment, and that's just from following our signals. You guys would have been all the way back down in here, averaging into Chainlink positions, and virtually all of these signals, guys, I've done nothing but profiting since I've done this course. Since I've done my signals, I've done nothing but profit. My long-term portfolio has done nothing but grown tremendously, and this is exactly what you guys are going to get access to by signing up for my signals. You guys are going to know exactly what I'm holding, my entire long-term portfolio, also updates on when I rebuy and when I actually sell inside of that portfolio. You also get access to all of the new trading updates that I post. Anytime I do analysis, anytime I find a new trade that I'm taking, whether it's DeFi, whether it's NFTs, whether it's just an altcoin in general, I post those inside of the Discord so you guys can immediately take that trade. You know exactly what price, where I'm going to take my profits, and then where I'm putting my stop losses as well. And so you guys are getting access to all of that. On top of that, you're also getting access to private VIP videos that I only make for the people signed up for the signals. And so if this sounds interesting to you guys, I really recommend getting into this. You're going to get access to all those trades. You're going to be able to know exactly what I'm holding. You're going to be able to make the profit with me, most importantly, so you guys don't have to worry about finding all these coins yourself or doing all this research or learning skills that you don't really want to learn. A lot of you guys don't have time. A lot of you guys don't care to actually learn all this stuff. That's why signing up for my group, you're going to get access to all of this. You're going to be making all the same profit with me, because this is when we really want to get excited, guys, is when all of the coins are starting to go up. This is really what we've been waiting for, and you would have been buying all of these coins at the bottom had you been signing up for the signals. And so, guys, sign up for the signals. On top of that, I also offer the video course for the people that would rather just learn my exact strategies. Both, you guys can purchase them together, or you guys can purchase them separate. Links are provided for you in the description of this video. If you guys can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because ultimately that's how you're going to be able to copy my portfolio, make the same type of gains, and then you can do whatever you want with those types of gains. At the end of the day, I want you guys to profit, and the best way to profit following me on this channel is to join and sign up for the signals. So guys, sign up for that stuff. Links are provided for you in the description. One final thing is, if you guys don't want to sign up for any of my VIP content, you guys can download my free ebook, and that's going to give you guys a lot of solid information about what I do inside my groups, how I trade and invest in these markets, and then I go through and teach you guys a lot of my specific strategies so that you guys are aware. It's a great resource to have when it comes to profiting inside of this market, something I wish I would have had when I got into the markets back in 2016. And so I've gone through, made it free for all of you guys. So all you guys got to do to download it is to click the links inside the description. You guys can download the ebook. You guys can also sign up for my VIP courses. And with all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.